Hey guys, it's Gary here. So this is my online video tutorial about how I created my latest song, Magical Creative Song Title Discovery, which I released about 2 days ago. Now this is a program called Ableton Live 12. It's made by the German company Ableton. Now, as you can see, each of these is a different instrument. 1 second here. Okay, here we are. The main DAW interface. The first of these are all basically rows here that you can see. This is the structure of the song. This is essentially the structure of the song. You can minimize these all, you can do what you want. All right. The song that I just created 2 days ago is made up of about 12 or 14 multiple components, different instruments, different sounds. This, once again, is the program Ableton Live 12 that I've been using for the last 24 years. Now the first one is a grand piano. The second one is also a grand piano. The third one is something called a pattern, which is an advanced instrument from the Swedish company that allows EDM beats. This fourth one is also the pattern from the advanced Swedish company that allows EDM beats. These allow you to interchange the sounds. I can show them in great deal in a little bit. We have several instances of this pattern. The pattern is made by Phil Spicer. This is the instrument work around within the pattern. Now each of these sounds is a different sound. This is the sound that I'm using right now. Now this allows you to control the automation, the cutoff, the decay. The decay stands for the level at which the sound decreases in volume. Attack stands for the level at which the sound is introduced into the mix. And we have another instance of the pattern. This is a sound from Splice. Many people are familiar with the Splice program. This is a program which allows you to drag and drop individual high-tech sounds from multiple international composers that you have a paid subscription for. Now this in turn happens to be a flamenco sound. You can drag and drop into it. You can see the sound qualities right here. Now this is another flamenco sound. This turns the castanets. The castanets are the traditional Spanish sound of the clapping instruments, wooden instruments that overlay the hand clapping. There you have a formal overlay of both traditional Spanish clapping sounds. Now we have a various pattern overlay here. Now if you can see here, we have 3 different patterns. These are from the company Sennheiser. These were found on Splice also. These are traditional EDM sounds. This is the most catchy of them all. Now you have this followed up. You have this final one. So you basically have all 3 sounds layered up together. This forms the percussion of the EDM sound. Now, if you go into each sound, you have a function which is the EQ8 function. Now, this EQ8 function allows you to control the dynamics of each sound. The bass, the frequencies, the high levels, the treble. You can draw and drag each of these numbers as you wish. Now this allows you to control the dynamics of each sound. This is the Compose pad. This is a sound by Compose Audio. Once again, we have this EQ8 sound, which allows you to draw and drag the essentials of each sound. This is the reverberation amount. This is the resonance of the sound. This is how it is controlled in terms of being viewed in a room function, how spacious the sound feels to the listener. Now we have another sound, the Zen sound. This is a sound by Fracture Audio. This is meditative sound. If you can hear this real. So the sound that people are hearing on YouTube is actually controlled by all these sounds operating in unison. Now these, of course, operate the low and high frequencies of the sound. This one as well. We have several that operate this. Now we have the pattern. This is a function that basically gets the sound to combine and coordinate accurately with the EDM pattern. You can adjust the attack, the intensity. This is all developed by the Swedish man Phil Spicer. Now, we have these two atmospheric sounds that are coordinating in unison. We have the VPS Avenger sound, which in my opinion is the coolest. So this is an advanced instrument by a German company, which are very good with technology. This is called Avenger 2, which I paid money for. Now, of course, there is as many knobs as an airplane cockpit, my God. So literally you have the ability to control a million things. I wouldn't even get into it. This is the portamento, which controls how the pitch goes into the pitch of the other sounds. In a later video, I can expound on this. This is like very advanced stuff. Then again, you can adjust the pitch and the volume of this. This is right down here. This is a sound by ADO. This is a 66 cello, which is 66 cellos playing at the same time. Hold on, I paid money for this as well. Give me 1 second to load this sound. So basically, this is overlaid on the other sounds. 66 cellos being played simultaneously. To create the cinematic aspect to the overall sound. Now we have the sound effects here. We have sound effects that we have had for a long time. One of these sound effects is as follows. We also have a main breakdown introduction sound effect. Now, this basically introduces the song. Let's see what we have here. We haven't used all of them actually. We've used only a fraction of them. Let's see here. It's basically a, I don't know, it's just something to add the listener's attention. You can drag into the sound. You can adjust the aspects of the sound. This is basically, I don't know, it's a Spanish type sound. So when you have the conflicts of all the sounds, you get this overall music. Now you have the main controller, which is the basically the way you control the aspect of the overall sound, the treble, volume, release, etc. Now you have a way to automate the way the sound evolves over time. These are things called automation curves. If you look here from 0 to 5, this is the sound structure right here. Actually, the sound is composed from here to 129. Now you can see the minute marks. The minute marks 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you can go ahead and adjust the way the sound evolves over time. If you can see this red line, this is the way the volume of the grand piano, which is actually affected by a sound effect evolves over time. If you listen to the way that this sound is affected, you can see that it's affected by a rhythmic pattern. So basically this is controlled by something called a pattern. No, that's not it. It's called a shaper. Now this is basically where you go into the pattern. You can basically control, excuse me for a second. You can basically control the way this sound is shaped. We have all these waveforms. We have all these waveforms here. So basically you have all these waveforms, you control how the sound is shaped by the waveforms. The waveforms control, you know, the shape of the sound. So basically we have different, two different rhythmic pattern sequences. We have anyways. This is the reverb amount. The diffusion network controls how much the dry wet. The diffusion controls how far the reverberation is spread throughout the sound. The stereo controls the stereo amount. The decay controls how long the sound is heard for. The size controls the size of the sound. Now we have the input filter, the diffusion network. These control how much of the sound is heard by the reverberation network. The reverberation also controlling the basically the spaciousness of the sound. Now we have, if you want to hear the grand piano without the sound, it's more of just a regular grand piano. Now you have all the notes laid on here. If you want to get the notes, these are the individual notes. We have the piano keys. So this is basically, you can drag and drop here. These are the bass notes. You can now each of these is basically the individual piano notes. So this is basically the melody laid out here for the listener. This determines where the melody starts. So you go back into the main mix. These three lines determine where the pattern, the percussion go back into the mix. It's all automated here. You can see this is how the system and the computer automate the individual sounds as they go into the mix of the sound, which you heard on YouTube. These are the automation curves for the hi-hats that basically draw the movement into the sound as the listener gains more of the rhythmic pattern. These make the rhythmic pattern. It's basically a hi-hat that's an elongated hi-hat. We are able to control the volume intensity here, the treble intensity here. If you have any more questions, just let me know. This is the full spectrum of the FX, but we didn't use all the FX sounds. But this is basically the full structure of the song. Everything is controlled, automated. Everything can be controlled down to the degree, the spaciousness, the use of sounds, the patterns, the adjustment of the volume over time, the adjustment of the treble over time, the adjustment of the effects over time. This is an extremely complicated process, which I usually do in about a week, but it takes some time. It takes about 4 or 5 hours every day. Now you have it. My name is Mickey Mouse. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you very much. Oh, let's see if we missed anything. Oh, yeah. Grand piano. See here. Just control. controls the brightness of the sound, the tone of the sound, the glue of the sound, the reverb. The glue basically is a signal of, when you have a piano, basically how much of the sound is present before the end of the note. The reverberation, of course, corresponding to spaciousness, attack, corresponding to the introduction of the sound and the sample, and the brightness corresponding to the sharpness of the sound. The volume, of course, we all know. Let's see. These are the Spanish hi-hats, the claps. We get them from displays. Basically native to flamenco music. Then we also have to have the castanets. Those are basically all Spanish, nationally oriented. Let's see. But yeah, my favorite part of all these is VPS Avenger. This is a German technology. Now, of course, any newcomer would know immediately what to do with all these knobs. It's very easy. Very, very easy. So anyway, I kind of figured it out when I was studying it. I started studying it a couple months ago. Now they're basically recognized by the world electronic community as like the go-to standard 2025 synth. I'm not sure if it's a rent to own. I don't really know anything anymore. My God. But anyway, so we have several controls, the detune, anyway, let's see. Of course, the filter cutoff is the major knob here. The decay and the sustain controls the length of the note, the decay also controlling the length of the initial note. Let's see here, the volume spike. Right, so this is basically with the waveform. It's a saw. A saw is popular in electronic music technology. The detune controls the amount of detune of the sound. Let's see, we have an ability to basically create a sound where the different pitches are interacting with one another, which creates a very interesting effect here. So yeah, it's all really crazy stuff. Basically, the amount of drive controls all this stuff. It's all controllable, it's all automatable. It's basically, you tell the system what to do. It controls how it evolves over time. Anyway, if you have any more questions about how I created my song, feel free to reach out to me, and much love wherever you are. Thank you very much. Oh, and my name is Mickey Mouse. Thanks. Bye.